a beautiful short story, An Astrologer's Day by R.K. Narayan, very famous Indian writer and a prominent writer too. So, to go for a brief introduction about R.K. Narayan, he was a short story writer and one of the three leading figures of early Indian literature in English, along with Mukrajanand and Rajarao. He is credited with bringing Indian literature in English to the rest of the world and is regarded as one of the India's greatest Indian English novelists. The setting for most of Narayan's stories is the fictional town of Malgudi, first introduced in Swami and Friends. His narratives highlight social context and provide a feel for his characters through R.K. Narayan's An Astrologer's Day. An Astrologer's Day is a story about a man who runs away from his home and pretends to be an astrologer after imagining that he has committed a murder. In a strange situation and ironic twist of fate, he runs into the very man he thought he had killed. So the story opens in such a way like an astrologer's day, with an astrologer arrives at his workplace at midday, and as usual, he spreads his charts and other fortune telling properties before him, though no one comes seeking his aid for any hours. Later, with nightfall approaching, he begins preparing to go home when all of a sudden he beholds a man standing in front of him. So, as he was planning to close all his work for that day, he saw a person standing in front of him. In exchange of talk that ensures, the astrologer carefully tries to spread the net of his craft around the client, and the client, Guru Nayak, responds with a challenge. Would the astrologer tell him whether he will be successful in a search? So the name of the client is Guru Nayak. He has some purpose of visiting this astrologer, and he was challenging him whether he will be successful in the purpose he visited the place. He is carrying out, returning double the fee he has paid if the prediction cannot be made. The astrologer alternatively accepts, declines, and feigns indifference, all the more to whet Nayak's appetite and make him press his offer. The astrologer then catches a glimpse of Nayak's face in the light of the match. Nayak has struck under his chirrut and, though at first chilled by the sight, decides to play out Nayak's game. So, with the help of the light, astrologer identified who the Guru Nayak is. In the beginning, he was shocked, and then he decided to play a game on this person. The astrologer tells him that he was once led for dead by another man who had attacked him with a knife. Nayak was astonished because the astrologer said the same reason for what he was there. So he was really astonished, bares his chest to show the scar, and wants to know if his assailant is alive. He wants to take revenge on the person. The astrologer, addressing him by name, adds that his assailant is now dead. So that the astrologer addresses him as Guru Nayak, and again Guru Nayak was very much shocked when the astrologer called him by his name. And the astrologer said the person whom he was in search of, he was not alive, he was dead. Gurnayak should go back to his village and live out of his life peacefully. But Gurunayak was still angry, who demands to know if the assailant met the kind of death he deserved. The astrologer replies that he was crushed under a lorry. Nayak pays him the fee and hurriedly departs. The astrologer returns home late to his anxious wife and gives her the money he earned that day, adding that it all came from one client. The wife is happy but notices a slightly changed expression on her husband's face. She asks him if there is something wrong. Nothing, he says, but after dinner tells her that he is relieved that the man he thought he killed in a drunken brawl many years earlier, in fact, is alive. So that day he was so far he lived a kind of a guilt life. He thought that he killed a person. So when he met Gurnayak and when he comes to know that he was alive, he was so happy. He says that it is late and goes to sleep on y'all. Thank you.